Yo, what's good? Shout out to the people. It's the King So Rich. And this is Fresh Out. I know some of y'all probably looking like, Fresh Out, where's Big Hurt? Well, let me explain. A few months ago, I went to California and I had the opportunity to do an interview with Big Hurt.
I'm here with my man So Rich from NY. You know, we haven't had anybody on the show from NY yet, so shout out to New York.
The interview was amazing. We laughed, we joked, we got serious, we cried. Well, we ain't really cried, but, you know, I felt like I cried on the inside. Nonetheless, one thing led to another, and he blessed me with the opportunity to be able to do interviews for Fresh Out on the East Coast. So here we are, right here, the first interview in New York. As a matter of fact, I got my brother with me, my brother Rugz, right? So me and this brother got a long history. We was in the penitentiary together, right? And the brother got a powerful story. I don't believe in telling other people's story, but I will tell you this. He was incarcerated with a 12 to life bid. You know what? I'm gonna stop it right there because I don't believe in telling other people's story. So shout out to my brother, yo, Rugz. Shout out to the people. Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Like he said, my name is Rugz. My real name is David. I did 12 years to life. Before that, I did 7 years. Before that, I did 2 years. So I have a total of 21 years dedicated to the prison system.
Dedicated, that's such a powerful word, but the reality is that a lot of times when we get incarcerated, we are committing ourselves to a system that has no love for us, right? And we're gonna get deeper into that. But let me ask you a question, right? We're gonna go into our prison talk segment. Let me ask you a question. Out of all them years that you just mentioned, what is one of the most memorable things that you've seen while you were behind those walls that you would like to share with our audience?
I mean, there's a lot of memories I have in there that's embedded within me. Like, you know, I mean, my roughest time in prison was my last year, only because it was last year. And with all the things that was going on in society with COVID, with the officers killing innocent individuals and unarmed individuals. So it was like pretty hard because I'm watching people die from my neighborhood, you know, from my city. And they dying by the hundreds of thousands overnight. And I'm stuck in a prison cell. You know, so I'm wondering, like, when is that gonna affect me? When is it gonna be one of my family members that dies tonight? Or somebody that I'm close to, or just, you know, like a neighbor, anybody, you know, because it wasn't really hitting home. So it's like I'm bench watching TV, I'm bench watching the news, and it's like it's so many things going on. And I know, you know, when you control the media, you control the narrative, so you can say whatever it is you want to say and have a certain group of individuals that's bench watching these news thinking, damn, the world is going nuts. And I was one of those individuals because I wasn't a part of that world. I was in a different society. So when you back there and you thinking like, damn, like this is serious, this is real serious, like I don't want to die in prison. Like, you know, my family members is out there, people's out there just dying at a rapid pace, and I'm in prison with another year. And I don't even really have a year. Like, I don't have a definitive date. I have life at the end of my bid. So I gotta see a parole board panel and convince them as to why they should release me into these streets that are in turmoil already. So, you know, like I said, I was currently incarcerated before that. Before my incarceration, I was incarcerated twice. So I gotta explain to this parole board that I'm on my 5th second chance right now, and this is the time that I need y'all to let me go so I could do better. When the world is in turmoil and the first thing you thinking is, hold up, this kid went home 2-3 times prior to this when things were regular. Why should I let him out now? I mean, that's my thought right there. I'm looking at it like, you know, and so I was like really, it weighed on me a lot. Every day, every night, I sat there in my cell and I thought, damn, like, am I gonna die in prison? Is my mother gonna die on the streets? And I can't go to the funeral because throughout the time that everything was going on, prison wasn't letting us go to funerals. They weren't letting us get visits. You know, there was no contact whatsoever. So it's like you already lost in the prison system, and you lost twice now because you don't even have that where you can contact your family and find out what's going on and get those details because it's 2 phones, it's 30 people, and we all interested in finding out what's going on with our families. So, you know, so that was like my hardest part, like my last year. And it wasn't just because of prison. Like I said, it was COVID, everything that was going on, you know, all the trials and tribulations I was already going through in prison, from being in prison for so long. It weighed a lot, but that was my most memorable time was last year when I was about to get up out of there.
So let me ask you, because you mentioned people dying, right? And we saw people dying at an alarming rate out here because of COVID. Was it like that behind the wall?
It actually wasn't. It really wasn't, and you would think it was. Like when it first happened, the first thing I was thinking, I'm looking at statistics and I'm like, yo, this thing is killing neighborhoods like that. You know what I'm saying? If you accumulate these people and you put them somewhere and you like, damn, 8,000 people died last night. There's only 1,100 people in this prison. You know, if that could just take out 8,000 people in 24 hours, we finished in here. Because they don't care about us in here. So, you know, like, the doctors is veterinarians. So, you know, like, it's like, it's no real hope. You just gotta hope within yourself that things are gonna turn out all right. That God has a bigger plan for you and this ain't it. You know, but that's all you doing is wishing, hoping, and praying. And that's all you can do. You can't do nothing else. You gotta wait your turn, sit back, relax, take a deep breath, and try to hold your sanity. That's what you really need to hold on to, because you lose that good person that's in you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get there so long, and it's such a hostile, volatile, and dangerous environment that you're like, yo, I gotta roll with the punches. This is the guy I need to be. And you look at it like, damn, the guy that I was in the streets brought me into prison. But it's the same guy I have to be to survive in that prison, so how do I really change?
What you mean by that?
I mean, as far as everything it is we do in the streets, you know, the things that led me into that prison system, you know, the running around, the ripping, the running, the beefing, the, you know, just the enhanced fake machismo that you have when you in prison. Like, it's more enhanced, you know what I'm saying? And it's just different. Like, you have to roll with the punches, because you don't want to be in there and you're not trying to get robbed. You're not trying to get hurt. You didn't come to prison to die. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, a lot of us didn't come to prison for hurting people, and we not in there trying to hurt nobody. But at the same time, it's survival. So it's like, you have to portray a certain image just to make it through. You know, it's not as easy as people would assume. You know, you just take a person, you lock him up, you put him in that room, and he's good for whatever years y'all put him in that room for. Nah, for all them years that y'all put him in that room, that man is going through something. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, when I said that, like, the person that had to be that rough person, that facade that we gotta throw on when we in the streets. You know, a lot of us, like, with the fake walks, the made up walks. You know what I'm saying? And the facial expressions, and, you know, everything gotta be to a T. It's like you're doing a lot of acting. You know what I'm saying? So when you get in there, the acting just enhances, because now you really gotta act. The only difference is, while you acting, you gotta make sure that you're willing to do those things that you acting about, because it's gonna happen. Like, that's what happens there. You in a place where you might be going home next week, and the brother next to you doesn't go home for another 35 years. So, you know, of course he's not gonna like you. He ain't feeling your energy right now. You going home. Misery loves company. Nah, I need you to do this 35 years with me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just basically what it is. So you have to toughen up. You have to keep that tough and rough exterior. If not, you know, I mean, you can be good. You can do good, because I'm a prime example of that. Like, I went to the box one time in 12 years, and I went for a marijuana stick, you know? So I wasn't running around doing bad things. At the same time, I wasn't running around being a great guy neither. You know, so you have to have a balance and Like I said, man, the person that I had to be out here in these streets running around was that exact same person I had to be in there to survive. And it was just for survival purposes because, you know, I mean, don't nobody want to go to jail and get hurt. Nobody wants to go outside and get hurt. I mean, I don't know nobody that leaves outside today and says, you know what, today's the day I want to die. You know, so...